World Snooker Championship, Williams holds nerve to win pulsating final. World champion Mark Williams says he thought I was finished 5 years ago, and did not expect to win the title for a third time. The Welshman held off John Higgins' fight back to triumph 1-8, 1-6, 1-5 years after his last success at the Crucible. Williams turned up to his post-match news conference naked after promising to do so earlier in the tournament. "The turnaround in the past 12 months is something I cannot work out," the 43-year-old told BBC Sport. "I am very surprised how well I have done. I did not think there was another title in me 12 months ago. If there is another world title in me, that would be unbelievable. If there is not, then I can't grumble." Indeed, Williams made his vow to strip naked earlier in the tournament because he believed his chances of success were so remote. The 2000 and 2003 champion had not won a ranking event since 2011 before the season and did not even qualify for the Crucible last year. At that point he considered retiring, but with 3 young children to provide for was persuaded to continue by his wife, Joanne. He claimed the Northern Ireland Open and German Masters this season and is the oldest world champion since 45-year-old Ray Reardon in 1978. "This was one of the most enjoyable matches and it was always going to be tough against John," he said. "The occasion was brilliant and the crowd got involved too. It was an emotional experience that I did not think I was going to get again. I am not going to emulate Reardon by winning it 6 times. Twice as brilliant, but 3 times as unbelievable. To think I'll have a similar season next year is probably a bit silly. If I play like an absolute fish next season, it doesn't matter. I can't grumble. This season makes up for me playing garbage for the last 15 years. Williams appears naked at news conference after winning title, "The best break of my life." Williams was 14-7 up in the season-ending showpiece before being pegged back to 15-15 and, despite missing championship ball on a pink at 17-15, he held himself together to triumph against his 42-year-old Scottish opponent Higgins, a 4-time champion. He also paid tribute to his coach Steve Feeney, who has worked on his alignment and getting the right aim on shots. Williams' victory was a throwback to the turn of the century, when he was the best player in the world, making incredible long-range pots and frame-winning contributions throughout the match. "I don't know why it has taken so long to win another," he said. "Maybe it was my motivation and not working as hard as before. I had my hand on the trophy when I missed the pink, but to come out after that, I made of the best breaks in my life." The final pitch, 2 players from snooker's class of '92, turning professional that year along with 5-time world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan. A modest Williams, though, played down his part in that grouping. "I came along with them. I am not in the same league as Ronnie O'Sullivan or John Higgins, never have been," he said. "I am proud of what I have achieved against them and Stephen Hendry, but you can't class me as good as them. I wasn't here last year. I watched it in a caravan." Williams Higgins loses his dream final. Higgins was left through a bad start and his superb comeback was in vain. He said, "When you are rivals like me, Ronnie and Mark, or you can't be friends because they are winning titles you are after. It has never stopped me from having an unbelievable amount of respect for Mark as a player. We are getting to the twilight of our careers and it was a dream to play someone like Mark in the final. I have played Ronnie before in 2001, but this late in our careers, the atmosphere was incredible, the juices were flowing and these moments are what you live for, but I came up just short." Watch Best Shots of the Championship, one of the greatest finals analysis. 6-time world champion Steve Davis on BBC Two. "What a magnificent performance from Mark Williams. The mental fortitude to not wilt under that pressure is immense. It was one of the greatest finals we've ever seen. The standard was fantastic." 7-time world champion Stephen Hendry, "You have to admire the way Mark Williams played after Higgins leveled the match. He was so calm and showed what an incredible temperament he has. He found a gear from somewhere and eased away again from his opponent, Masters champion Mark Allen on Twitter. The best final I've ever watched. Twists and turns, comebacks and clearances. Credit to the game. The rest of us have to catch up with these old guys. Well done at MarkWill147 and Hardline's John Higgins. Crucible semi-finalist Kyron Wilson on Twitter. What an incredible final. The standard was through the roof. Congratulations to at MarkWill147. Chuffed for you and your family. Former world champion Peter Ebdon on Twitter. Amazing character shown by both players. What an incredible final. The greatest players of all time have both just got even greater. Sign up to my sport to follow snooker news and reports on the BBC app.